closing days of John Adams' presidency, the administration was creating many new offices and appointing Federalists to fill them. In John Adams' last night as president, he appointed William Marbury as a federal justice of the peace for the District of Columbia. His commission papers were signed and sealed, but somehow Adams forgot to deliver the papers.
What's this?
Looks like an envelope, Press.
I know that you do. What's it doing on my desk, and why is it addressed to Marbury?
I bet you it's one of Adams' federal appointments. It's probably just a commission to have Marbury assigned to federal judge. Want me to deliver it to him?
Are you nuts? Like I'd want a Federalist in my administration. We'll just leave it right here and pretend we don't even see it.
Whatever you say, boss.
Meanwhile, Marbury is waiting for his commission to arrive.
Finally, a federal judge. Man, what's taking so long?
Hunan Donner,
A what?
did you order a chicken lo mein?
You've got to be kidding me! What kind of a movie is this?
You tell me, I only have 3 lines.
Hey, James Madison, number 4 on the president's list, but number 1 in your heart.
Jimmy, you're weird. Listen, let me talk to TJ. You guys have something that belongs to me.
I'm sorry, but Tommy's taking a nap. Why don't you give me your number and I'll make sure he gets back to you around, let's see, never?
Listen, you creep.
Oh, I'm sorry, Bill, but you're breaking up now. You know how these 18th century cell phones are. I'm gonna hang up. Federalists, when will they learn?
Marbury is not happy. He really wants that position. What he has yet to realize is that under the Judiciary Act of 1789, there is an authorization called the writ of mandamus. This writ gives an order for a court to carry out a certain action. In this situation, it's an order for the Supreme Court to make Madison deliver the commission to Marbury.
Really?
Yes, really.
Well then, let's get the Supreme Court on the line, shall we?
What are you doing? Look, you knucklehead. I'm the narrator. You're not supposed to talk to me.
John Marshall is currently the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. The case of Marbury versus Madison has been heard, and he and his associates are reviewing the case. The justices are in a predicament.
Well, it says here on the Judiciary Act of 1789 that a writ of mandamus orders us to tell Madison to deliver the commission to Marbury. What else can we do, Johnny?
Well, what you don't see is that if we order Madison to deliver the commission, do you think his boss, Mr. Science and Tech, will let him do it?
I guess not.
How will that make the Supreme Court look?
Weak, I guess.
Bingo! Also, Congress and the President know that we have to give that order to Madison. So if we don't, what will the redhead in Congress think of us?
That we're afraid of them, I'm sure.
Right. Either way, we're powerless. We'll look like Batman in a room full of kryptonite.
You mean Superman?
What?
You mean Superman in a room full of kryptonite. The rock has no effect on Batman.
Whatever!
Look, Johnny, I'll leave you alone for now. CSI is on. You should do something else. Play a video game, bone up on the Constitution, or something. Just get your mind off this case, will ya?
Marshall decides to do some light reading, but unfortunately someone walked off with his Spider-Man comic. Nothing was in the room except a copy of the Constitution, which he decides to read instead.
Okay, the Constitution has established a form of government with 3 separate branches, right?
That's very good, John. We learned that in 8th grade, remember?
Hear me out. So within the government, there's a separation of powers between the 3 branches and a system of checks and balances to keep them equal. You following this?
Do we have a point here, John? I'm missing Judge Judy. Gosh.
Listen, according to the Constitution, Congress has the power to establish lower courts and make rules and regulations for them. That's why they passed the Judiciary Act of 1789.
John, if you don't get to the point, I'm gonna punch you.
Don't you get it? The writ of mandamus authorized by the Act of 1789 gave Congress the power to make a law that orders the Supreme Court to perform an action. In this case, in order to make Madison deliver the commission.
So?
Congress can't declare original jurisdiction for the Supreme Court. The Constitution gave us strict provisions for this jurisdiction.
Thanks for the info, John. Are we done?
Don't you see? We have no jurisdiction to hear this case. The writ of mandamus gave us powers that conflict with the Constitution.
This meaning?
This meaning that since the Constitution is the supreme law of the land, anything that conflicts with it is...
Whoa! Unconstitutional.
Yes, now I get it. The writ of mandamus is unconstitutional, and that means we don't have to give Madison the order to deliver the commission, making us powerless.
You know what else? We now have the power to make sure that any laws passed by Congress or the states can go under our judicial review.
That's right. That means we're now the interpreters of the Constitution, and anyone can appeal to us if they believe their rights have been violated.
Like Clarence Gideon.
And Oliver Brown.
Cool.
Well, John, you gave the Supreme Court the power of judicial review. What are you going to do next?
I'm going to Disney World!
Yeah! Oh yeah!
Good job, John.
Big, wow.
Congrats.
And so it goes. Marshall becomes the most famous Chief Justice by declaring the Supreme Court as the final judge of the Constitution. From this case on, the idea of judicial review will become a time-honored principle of the highest court of the land.
know that you goof. I know that you goof. I know that you goof. I know that you goof.
Audition screen test. Scene 5. Lines 43 to 67. Take 6.
Take 2.
2.
Try it again.
It looks like a 6 from the back.
Say it again. Because it's backwards.
Say it again. Okay.
Camera's rolling. Action.
John, if you don't get to the point, I'm gonna punch you.
Okay.
That's so rude. That's seriously like hanging on by like a thread. It's like...
Who on Donner?
What?
Did...
Cut!
What kind of movie is it?
It's my fault again. Try something.
Do it?
I guess not.
How will that make the Supreme Court look?
Weak.
Weak, I guess.
Weak.
Yes, really.
Well then, let's get the Supreme Court on the line, shall we?
Let's we? What are you doing? Look, you knucklehead. I'm the narrator. You're not supposed to talk to me.
Alright.